Quickly, gentlemen, what are these compositions designed to do?
So TSM has obviously been practicing a lot in NA with Velocity. You see the Adagio roam come through again. We saw the strength of Koshka Adagio combination, being able to really apply the jungle pressure. And then, of course, that early game pressure leads to a late game win. So I actually think the composition has been well thought out. We saw the Samuel kind of not sure when it came in. It seemed like a little bit of a last second kind of, we think this will do good into this. I don't think Hack was prepared for the comp, so maybe TSM has the edge.
Very quickly, predictions?
I have to go with TSM.
I'm going to go with Hack this one.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to go for TSM. And believe it or not, we have everyone's favorite Vainglory duo. It is AJ and Humanist. Take it away, lads.
Thank you very much, Scoundrel. We are so excited to be here at the World Championship casting some games.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
What a draft to kick things off, at least for us, right? I mean, Koshka as a first pick, that is crazy.
We're going to have some fun. That is all I know. TSM versus Hack, this is hype.
All right, let's get on to the fold, ladies and gentlemen, for Team SoloMid versus Hack. Humanist, let's talk straight away here about some of these team composition choices from the teams. We did see that Koshka to begin with. It's paired with the Gwen and the Adagio. This feels very much like a North American composition. It's very aggressive in the jungle.
Yeah, and we've seen the Koshka Adagio go to work earlier. We're going to see the abused move speed coming out of the Koshka. Vainglory will do it almost better than anyone. Flash just needs to sit in the backline, get that burn from the Gift of Fire, keep his ally alive, and it should be enough. I'm really interested to see how Best Chuck plays with this win here, though.
Oh, Senseplay trying to go for the Impale, but he misses it. We talk about this all the time. You can't miss those as a Lance in the early game. Vainglory wants the kill. He picks it up. He is getting taken quite low, trying to back away now. Oh, Malice and Verdict not going to finish him off. Flash trying to sustain him a bit. They're actually thinking about going back in here, Humanist. Vainglory, look at the damage. He finds a second kill. Team SoloMid out of the gate strong.
All right, well, you see this engagement, you have to know that you are level 1, Team SoloMid has a level 2. That is an advantage that you cannot go against there. If Dada had his level 2, that was a kill, but it did not happen.
Oh man, this is really interesting to me. See Senseplay trying, I think he did actually get that.
Yeah, he got that. That was a nice steal.
Yeah, that was a very nice steal coming out of him. That said, TSM is still doing the right thing here. You know, they get some kills. They don't just sit back on that. They go and try and get some invades down. I want to talk to you a little bit about playstyles. Obviously, Hack is from the East Asia region, Team SoloMid from North America. One thing we've been hearing is that East Asia, something they love to do is group as 3 and team fight. They're almost better at it than any other region. You saw them do that with a very quick rotation from the lane, right? But actually, Team SoloMid adapted. They did the exact same thing, and they're looking for some more damage here. Vainglory, he's got to be careful not to go too deep, though.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, if you're looking at a team to adapt, I think TSM, out of all of these teams, would be one of the best suited squads to actually figure out what they need to do and on the fly change their play style. I like to see Vainglory getting aggressive with his movement into the enemy jungle right now. And the question is, what does Hack do? Do they look for a kill in the lane? Do they do their own invade?
They're doing their own invade for the time being. I Love Youngju is moving onto the backside, trying to steal some camps here. I want to talk to you about items a little bit as well. We're seeing a lot of crystal bits coming out, a lot of component items so far built up on both sides. Flash, gotta be careful, buddy. He does have that heal, but Senseplay finding a decent amount of return damage. The rotation just can't come.
Oh, has to be careful there, Jackson.
He really does. Dada, I mean, talk to me about the Blackfeather here. Is he able to help fight this early?
He's not really looking to fight. If he can get an on point and it's perfectly timed, maybe a turret shot or two goes his way, that's maybe where he looks to find a kill. But at this point, he's really not capable of doing too much for his team.
All right, we can see at the moment things have calmed down a little bit, and admittedly, even after that early fight, Team SoloMid only has a very marginal gold lead. It's about 100 right now. What they really do have an advantage in is actually map pressure and levels. 2 of their members are 1 level up, and you can see they're constantly really pressuring the map. The only reason things are as close as they are is because Lovedew did manage to get back and steal those camps away. Vainglory wants him, though. You can see some damage out of Flash, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, Flash activated that 4th ability, reined Vainglory back in there. We'll see if he can continue to do so. With Vainglory getting this mid-treant, though, this would be a very nice region for him.
Very nice Impale coming out of Senseplay, finds a Githian wall into Flash as well. Flash just backing away here, making the call for Team SoloMid not to fight this. Senseplay wants more, boots forward. Lovedew moving in with that Drifting Dark is going to have some of his malices blocked by the small camp, though. Flash, I don't see him getting out of this one.
Rest
It's going to
in
be
peace,
a kill
Flash.
picked up by I Love Youngju. Very nice rotation out of
No,
Hack.
I don't know if you caught that there, but what happened is I Love Youngju threw the Malice and Verdict over the wall and stole that mid away from Von C. And if Von C had taken that, I think it goes completely the other way.
Yeah, I mean, you really need to be careful about having those camps stolen. Von C is doing exactly what I Love Youngju did a second ago now, stealing away the back camps for himself. He should be fairly safe here, but Best Chuck could be in a bit of a dicey position. Senseplay doesn't find the Githian wall, though.
Yeah, a little bit of a dicey position, but you can see he's out-farming his opponent in the lane right now, and this isn't a matchup where you would say, like, it definitely goes one way. Of course, the weapon win early on, it's pretty easy to last, but look at that Sorrow Blade timing.
Yeah, that was very early. Von C actually choosing not to just recall or perhaps leave. He does try and get some harassment down. Knows that Flash is close enough to just probably move in, support him a little bit. Senseplay is being the point guard for Hack, though. Always on the front lines, always looking at what Team SoloMid is doing and making sure they can't sneak around too much.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see, once again, Iron Guard contract coming out for Senseplay now. We've seen this, I think, once, twice earlier on in the tournament so far, and I'm curious to see if the contracts get a little more love as time does go on here.
It's very interesting. It's something which has seen very little play, for example, during our region's Evil 8 games. But, as you said, making a bit of an appearance here. So maybe teams have been sleeping on this. Maybe they've been practicing it in secret. You know, it's hard to say.
Maybe Secret's been practicing it in secret. We'll have to find out later. Right now, I mean, this isn't a runaway game in any sense. Von C getting aggressive.
Does this need to be a runaway game? Like, Team SoloMid, look at their composition. They've got the Koshka, for example, historically very early game focused, can't do as much later on. Gwen, you know, obviously is very strong in the early game, but are they going to be able to scale against a Blackfeather and a Samuel?
I would say Hack, I would prefer their team scaling into the late game, but I don't think Team SoloMid have drafted something where you're going to say they're going to be outscaled. Maybe there's a slight advantage going the other way, but just one decent team fight and you're doing
Whoa!
okay.
Von C, speaking of team fights, wants one right now, jumping in very quickly. The Oblivion doing some good damage. Best Chuck also very low. Doesn't land the ultimate, but doesn't need to. Von C picks up the kill. He's looking for more. I Love Youngju still has a good amount of energy. Von C goes down. I Love Youngju could maybe turn around here. Oh, Flash just bought a fountain during that fight, used it to keep him and Best Chuck alive. That's an ace for Team SoloMid.
Really nice plays. I mean, of course, the whole team's doing work, but like you said, Flash grabbing that fountain mid-fight completely turns it around. And not only that, Flash having the sense to heal himself right when Lance was going for him, absolutely turned that around.
And Team SoloMid, they get a turret off the back of that too. Let's look at how this started off. Von C tries to set something up.
Yeah, Von C does get the heal to start the yummy Catnip Frenzy right there. And Dada, he's out of the picture. Senseplay feels like he can do something, but look at Flash. He gets down there, gives the heal to himself, turns around. Von C's getting the damage. The double kill, he does go down. But what is I Love Youngju going to do at this point?
I mean, honestly, once the fountain came out, nothing. If Flash hadn't been able to get to the shop, if he hadn't healed himself and bought the fountain, very different story. I think easily Hack picks up the ace there. So Team SoloMid, they're really showing some strong stuff early in the game here, but this is still fairly even. Only about a 200 gold, 300 gold lead to Team SoloMid.
Yeah, I think I want to take that last engagement as an example to point out, I don't think Flash, when people a lot of times they say he is a leader, he has the game knowledge, I think he is mechanically skilled and he's proving it right there in these kind of engagements.
I think he's developed so much as well from earlier on. Look at this, so Von C trying to go in, does get stunned back into the wall. Flash using that burst, does get some good damage down. Great Oblivion, hits all three. They can choose who they want to go for, but it might not be enough. Best Chuck kiting back a little bit. You can see Hack are on the run. They're going the wrong way, though. They're going towards TSM's base.
Somebody
maybe trying to kite in. Oh, that's going to be the trade. But Von C should be able to hunt down Senseplay here. I don't know if he's going to be able to get out. Von C stunned into the wall. The Gift of Fire burning away. Von C picks up another kill. It's not an ace, though, because Dada died so much earlier.
Dada with the calculated respawn, I would say, if I was in that game right there. But yeah, obviously going the way of Team SoloMid. And Von C, he's showing he's very comfortable on this Koshka. One of the things I really like here is, the thing with Samuel, you're looking for Malice Verdict. These are skill shots. And if you have a high mobility, high speed hero like this, you can abuse it, dodge, and get in and out of the fights very quickly.
I really think teams around the world need to be taking note right now of what Team SoloMid is doing that is sort of stylistically very strong from the North American teams, right? Like, look at how much they're dominating the jungle. We mentioned it briefly earlier, but we've seen it come to fruition. Von C is 7-1-1. Flash has been a part of almost every single one of those kills. It's impossible for Hack to do much in the jungle right now. I think maybe they need better vision. Maybe they need to focus more on the lane.
Well, I mean, they have to switch something up here. And as time goes on, sometimes it does come down to just taking a good team fight at the right time. I mean, we're getting closer and closer to Kraken getting out onto this map right now. Let's see, Vainglory going to jump in. Will he be caught here?
He's looking for a little bit of damage, but honestly, it's difficult unless Flash can just tag team with him and make that aggressive play. Vainglory does have a lot of burst. He gets rooted, though. Vainglory's going to be going down. The Flash Fountain was a little bit too late there. Bestchuck still has an opportunity to do some good damage, but he's just going to do the smart thing. Back away. Flash X might be hunted down. Does have that reflex block, but it's only buying time, really. Flash cannot get out of there. Hack finds 2 kills. We talked about raining in Vainglory. It didn't really happen there.
Well, maybe late on the Fountain, late on the raining in of Vainglory as well. You know, we joke around, like, raining Vainglory in, but I don't think it's something that, like, happens in the moment. This is something that they've been practicing for very hard on for months, right? This is something that they worked on, and we can see as in their performance in North America, they really have figured out how to play together. And from time to time, a mistake like that will happen. The thing, at the end, there's no way you're going to get away. If you're Team SoloMid and you have the Samuel chasing you with a Frostburn and you lose the Koshka early on, it's just not going to happen.
That is a very, very good point, and I actually quite like the Frostburn first here, which you might laugh at from I Love Youngju. I feel like both in terms of kiting and if you ever do successfully kite for long enough to then chase later on, it does a lot against this composition. So Team SoloMid, they do still have to be careful. We've talked about the scaling of Hack. We do have a breaking point now on Bestchuck, though, so perhaps they've hit a bit of a power spike.
Yeah, and I also didn't call out the level 8 infusion, which is a pretty big deal, and this is showing that Team SoloMid find it very important just to get through the next couple minutes, and they hit that next power spike. So it's a little bit of a gamble to grab that infusion. If it doesn't pay out for you, it's a big waste.
All right, and let's talk about some of the other items too, because Dada's gone for the Serpent's Mask quite early here, something we used to see a ton of. Oh, Sense play. He tried to find a pick there, went a little bit deep. That's the Oblivion. Does land on the Bestchuck, but is not going to get the sleep down. Dada trying to jump in as well. Vainglory, he's so low on the flip side of this one. Can he get the kill?
Oh, Vainglory, what are you doing?
Gets out of there. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Team SoloMid do have the advantage positionally to now take a turret, though.
I'm not sure if Vainglory knew the turret was up or not, but he went for it. This is why we love watching him. It can really go either way in his team's favor or completely against them. Of course, at the end, it's a pretty even trade. I was pretty impressed with the work that Dada was putting in there.
Yeah, he did a great job of really zoning Bestchuck from being able to help Vainglory get the kill onto I Love Youngju. Even though Dada himself is not dealing necessarily that much damage right now, he's still a threatening force in the long-term fights. Team SoloMid, they're slowing down quite a lot right now. Look at Vainglory. I mentioned, a little bit ago that he was 7-1-1. Now he's 7-3-2. The momentum is shifting a little bit.
Oh, it's definitely shifting. You can see Hack just pulling ever closer here. I think Bestchuck's in a pretty good place. They do have sustain with this Adagio. They really can't afford to have one of their heroes bursted down. With this breaking point, they need to get some stacks up. Let Adagio's heal go to work for their team.
All right, Flash X and Vainglory tag teaming onto the back line. They want to find some kills here. Dada going to be the main target. Vainglory's on the front line taking a lot of damage. I Love Youngju untouched as of yet. Vainglory, the first member to fall. Hack is doing so much damage, so much kiting around. Look at I Love Youngju get so much energy back from his passive too. Bestchuck can't quite find the kill. Flash, he's stunned into the wall. Great save by Sense play. Flash, he just needs one more basic attack. He can't do it. He can't get there. Sense play. He might go down, rolling backwards. Dada is able to rejoin the fight. It's a clean ace from Hack.
I don't know. Is Forecourt Jester playing right now? I haven't seen someone juggle that well in quite a while. That was impressive.
It really was, and it shows what we were talking about earlier on. Hack from East Asia in the team fights, the thing that the region is known for, just have great mechanics, right? I mean, look, I Love Youngju. He's untouched, as I said before.
I mean, it was just phenomenal, a phenomenal performance here in this fight. You see them just juggling around. Now Dada, he's sitting on the back line. I Love Youngju doing a very good job to use that Corrupted Genius to stay in the fight. He realizes it's time to go. The Frostburn we talked about, that's the Malice, the verdict off the mark, but it doesn't matter because Flash will be chopped down as they're able to get in here. Dada, he dipped out at the right time, comes right back in. What a beautiful ace.
All right, so we're now at 9 kills to 9. Team SoloMid and Hack, things have evened up right now. Gold lead is actually more substantial than it was earlier on when Team SoloMid was dominating more, but is it going to be enough? Dada the main target this time as Vainglory tries to jump in. Sense play finds the root on a Bestchuck though. The block comes through on the Oblivion, but now Dada's really starting to pick up steam, trying to get the damage down. Vainglory not doing an equivalent job on the back line. That's a verse though. It finds the stun onto Dada, and maybe Team SoloMid can roll through this fight. Best Chuck wants I Love Youngju so much damage
gets it!
coming out of the Gwen. Sense play, he can't get away. Humanist, we just saw Hack get an ace, and now they're about to get aced.
Yeah, well, maybe TSM doing a little bit of
Or
a
are they?
research mission. They got this, right? Von Z is gonna get
on.
this, right? Flash is like, he's over here, Von Z.
You got 4 seconds to get an ace.
He's going to the north.
3, 2.
Is he gonna?
Oh, come
He gets
on.
away.
Hack, do
What
not
a
get
lance!
aced.
What a lance! He should be going down.
This
any
is,
moment
I
here.
mean, this is kind of like the hidden perk, right, of Lance. We've talked about this before, especially in Europe. They just never seem to die.
Yeah, we just have to put it into his kit at this point. We'll just fill in the ability name. It prevents aces. Well, of course, he doesn't. But yeah, that's the thing we joke about from time to time. It's so hard to track that Lance down. And what's funny is Von Z has so much movement speed that he actually ran past the target.
Absolutely. I think a key thing for me in that fight is I would like to see Hack focus more completely on Best Chuck, because Von C isn't doing enough yet. And actually, talk to me about his build. 2 Shatter Glasses.
Von Z just wants to end somebody. I mean, that's really all it comes down to. This is all burst. And if you're looking at infusions, you see Hack pick up their first infusion when Team SoloMid were activating their second. So Team SoloMid realized that they really want to put pressure on. They do not want to go later and later against this Hack composition, at least that from where I'm sitting, I really wouldn't. And based off the behavior that TSM are putting out, I would say that's basically what they're feeling right now.
I mean, I gotta be curious about the lack of shield pierce on Von C, though, with kinetic shields coming out from several people on Hack and also an Aegis now on Dada. We might see another fight developing here, though. Hack starting to think about moving in. They're feeling more confident, perhaps, after their earlier exchange. But Best Chuck over the wall is finding a lot of good damage. They need to reposition on the side of Hack to actually get the pressure down. Von C turns things around, finds first kill. First comes through, but it's great. Githian wall blocks it. That might be enough for Hack to get away, but the slows keep coming in. Sense play, I don't see him getting out of this one for as long as before. It's an ace for Team SoloMid. 2 team fights they've now won back-to-back.
Yeah, it was just a beautiful fight coming out of TSM. And really, the key to victory here as I'm watching these engagements, it looks like Von C's Koshka, he locks onto I Love Youngju's Samuel, and if he can burst the Samuel down early on in the fight.
Are they going for the end here? Humanists, do they have the damage? They're actually splitting between the two turrets.
Yes,
Team
they do.
SoloMid might be able to take Hack down right here, right now. So much damage on the Vein Crystal. I don't think Hack can defend this one. Humanist, Team SoloMid take the first game of this 2-game series.
Look at the feet of Von C are just ecstatic here.
He's super laid back. He's like, that was never stressful. You know, even when we lost fights, I knew it was all good.
The feet never wavered there. But yeah, a phenomenal game coming out. And what's crazy is 2 minutes before that game ends, we see an ace from Hack going against TSM, but they